Hey folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another one of these daily videos. Today we're going to play a little bit of green-white in Historic. I received a rather sizable donation to help me kind of fund the beginning of an arena collection. And so we're going to try a slight variant on the Lifegain deck that I've been playing. The primary difference here is that this version is built around Conclave Mentor, which says if you would get a +1/+1 counter, you get that many +1. And in addition, when this thing dies, you also gain life equal to its power. So it feeds into a lot of the life gain stuff that we had going on before. So this combines with Luminarch Aspirant very, very well. Like, this is usually a very aggressive card with great utility, but when it's 2 +1/+1 counters instead, it stacks up super quickly. So most of the stuff from the mono white Lifegain deck that I was playing previously are here. The only other green cards are Collected Company, which can provide some huge boosts in both like aggression and the ability to recover from a sweeper. And then Gem Razor is also in this deck. So this might not look like it fits at first, but you can mutate one of your early 1-drops into a 4/4, and all of a sudden you have a much bigger lifelinker that's a little bit problematic. So I think Gem Razor is probably the weakest card in this deck. I don't know if that should just be something like a Skyclave Apparition or more life gain synergy or what, but I wanted to record this first video with the Gem Razors in it and kind of see how they perform. Yeah, let's just kind of hop into things this morning. We have a decent number of dual lands. We have 8 dual lands to help support these, as well as hit our Conclave Mentors. Let's just kind of get a feel for how this is going to go. Played a few matches this morning, as you can see, to just kind of make sure I understood how the deck works and didn't miss any obvious interactions. My impression so far is positive. Luminarch Aspirants have been very, very, very good. The Gem Razors have been like very noticeably the worst card in the deck. But I've never gotten to like just play one on turn 3 off of Mutate and all of a sudden I have a 4/4 lifelinker against the red deck or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of, there are some weird play patterns with this deck where you like shock yourself with Temple Garden to play Healer's Hawk. This, looks a little weird on paper. Oh, neat. Amass stuff. I would like another white source, so that next turn I can play both Conclave Mentor and Soul Warden. But I'll settle for any lands that I can curve out into company. Alright, well there we go. Oh, wow. We're not going to trade for this Stitcher Supplier here. That probably just plays into my opponent's hand. Which appears to be kind of weak. We didn't have a turn 2 play. Alright, CoCo, let's see what you can do. Yeah, this'll work. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of make my opponent answer this or die next turn. Well, they scryed something to the top, so I guess they found a removal spell. That's okay, I'll still be able to attack in with 2 different Conclave Mentors that are 4/4s. Yeah, I also just might have had a lethal attack there by spreading out the counters. I think I did. So, initial game shows that Collected Company is pretty gas. Not really unexpected, though. These lands are really cool. Our opponent is playing a ramp deck. Double Luminarch Aspirant is going to provide a lot of pressure on their life total. Cryome, yeah. So the big scary payoff is Ugin. That's kind of what I need to be racing. Probably looking at Soul Warden and an Aspirant this turn. And then hopefully I can make this larger next turn. My opponent was hovering over my creatures, so they might just have a removal spell. They do. Really? Over double Aspirant? If my opponent gets a big payoff spell this turn, they probably win. Possible I can grind it out with the Aspirants, but... Oh, they just had another one. Alright. We're at the mercy of their deck. Oh yeah, that's not good. That's also not good. So I have no good attack here. And now they've refueled. They don't see this going well for me. think I have to draw a collected company this turn. Two turns, I guess, is possible, but unlikely to win from there. Shoot. All right, that should seal things up, I think. This card's really absurd.
The land fights for us.
All right, collected company. No, okay, we can scoop this one up then. In my experience, the life gain decks have been pretty good against the Uro decks. The early aggressive Ajani's Pride mates oftentimes make it so their early game Uro life gain doesn't do all that much. Alright, so we are playing a mirror. Or probably pseudo mirror. Our opponent has a Lurrus. It could be like Auras instead. I think I need to go Pride Mate this turn. I think this Branch Loft pathway is going to end up being white for Linden. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Green is a little hard on the mana base when you also have triple white concerns. Is that a Vigilance one? Yes. No, the Warrior token gets Vigilance. That's first strike. I don't think I need to go Linden this turn. I can just play Healer's Hawk and Speaker, and then there's going to be some worlds where I end up at 27 to start activating my creature the following turn. slightly interesting to me that my opponent has spread out their things. Okay, I have 4 mana available. I gain 1 for Linden, going to 19. So I can mutate this. I wish I had a timeout that I could spend on this turn to think about it a little bit more, because mutating this and blowing up something on their side is actually relevant. I don't want to trade the speaker for a 1/1. Let's just go ahead and do that. I shouldn't have played this branch loft pathway until after combat in case my opponent has like a bounce spell or something. Oh. Heliod. That seems quite good. Oh, I probably need to leave my healer's block back to block. Alternatively, I can just gain a bunch of life this turn and probably put myself out of range. I might send Linden here. I get a 2-for-1 trade that wipes a good portion of my opponent's board if they want to take it out and also block Ajani's Pridemate. Actually, that's not 100% true, but taking this off the battlefield is good for me. I will go ahead and take these attacks in. So let's put one of these on the Hawk. Then let's put one of these on Linden. And that prevents the line where Linden dies. The rest can go on Healer's Hawk again. Hawk? I cannot hover over all of these well. I'm trying to figure out which one of these gives this lifelink, because I need to get rid of that. Well, I guess let's try to figure it out when casting this. I'm gonna give it an enchantment protection. That hasn't been relevant for me before. Technically the 4/4 makes sense. Yes, probably. May actually be a turn where I attack with most of my stuff. I have 9, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. In order to get up to 27, I have to make a bad attack, so I probably don't want to do that. Actually, it might be fine, though. Kind of surprised my opponent did blocks like that, but I could be missing something. The fact that this tramples is pretty gross. Yeah, if I get a little bit more power on it, my opponent should just die. Yeah. I just play, like, Luminarch Aspirant in this, get some counters, put it on that, and then I get to attack through. Alright, that was kind of a weird, grindy one. think my opponent probably could have won that one, though, if I'm being honest. I think they could have made different decisions. Like, they split up their auras early in the game against a deck that probably doesn't have removal for them. This is a solid hand. I would like another white source. Nice. Did I trade? I don't think I traded. My opponent's probably playing like a, what is it, Chandra's Incinerator deck. That's where I've seen this card previously. Alright, I have succeeded in making a very big boy quite quickly. I'm now going to make another big boy. So there could be some like raid bombardment shenanigans on the other side of the battlefield, but I have a lot of fat. Gross. Absolutely disgusting. Possible the Soul Warden attack is correct there, but I don't think I need to offer that up. Okay, I mean, this makes sense as something that would be in this deck. No blocks. I respect them getting their hit in. No, I didn't see what I got. Could have been anything, even a card I wanted. So thoughts on the deck so far. Gem Razor definitely is the weakest card in the deck, but we did play it in one of our previous matches, and like, it was relevant. The ability to scale a body up is cool. Green seems hard on the mana base, though. Like, trying to do green while also triple white and curving out is rough. Yeah, so, for example, this is a hand that can't cast a Linden that's drawn naturally. Unless... okay, so I can't draw Linden and play Linden, like, next turn, so I should probably just play Forest on the very off chance that I would want to mutate next turn for some reason. Okay, that's fine. That's gonna make a wall. Hey, there's that line I was talking about. But honestly, it's probably better to just play another Ajani's Pridemate. I want to create as many things as possible that can attack through that wall. Next turn I may be mutating. It just gives me a third creature that can attack through. And also just stop them from randomly... Ooh, actually... Yes, I will mutate. Here? No, non-human. I can't mutate there. Put on the smaller one, I guess. This one. I still have a really difficult time figuring out what is going to happen with mutate cards. I just don't find the templating of those very intuitive at all. Quick recording time check. How are we doing? Half an hour. Yeah, this is fine. The goal with these shorter videos is just kind of to record something that someone could reasonably watch over a lunch break. Or something of that general nature. It's not to make longer videos like I normally do with the stream. But it's just kind of like, I have an hour in the morning. I should record a video. That's kind of the goal with these. Oh. Well. A little unexpected. Might be better to lead with Healer's Hawk here, but I'm just going to go ahead and lead with Soul Warden. Is my opponent just playing like a Death and Taxes deck? I don't know what's going on over there. I don't have a life gain payoff yet. I'm just going to put Luminarch Aspirant into play and get my beats on. I have never seen whatever deck my opponent is playing. Are they a mono-white control deck? Probably just gonna like be walking into a Wrath of God here, and this is gonna suck. I thought about that after I started playing creatures. I should have just played a Linden the previous turn. What was this? We're not going to play another Linden. Thank you. But, like, why? My opponent gonna play something just batshit crazy like a Metalwork Colossus or something for cheap? Alright, so my opponent has a Maze of Ith effect now. How do you win, though? Oh, that would do it. I will trade my angel for one of your angels, but you'll probably just maze me, yeah. Really awkward to, like, play more creatures into potential Wrath of Gods, but... they can't attack through these anyway. Yeah, maybe I just end my turn. Oh. Oh shit. uh... What is this? Alright. This is where you concede. Did not expect that. I've never seen that card before. Eat brew, opponent. Eat brew. I respect it. And is probably just going to play itself unless my opponent plays an artifact. If I play this for green, I shut myself off Linden. I think that's okay. I play a Sarah Ascendant as the bait card here. Just trying to spread these counters a little bit. I don't know what I need to be playing around in terms of like removal or a flash creature here. Oof! At least with this deck, we have collected companies that I can top deck to kind of get back into things. Oh no, that's not gonna work. Played this wrong. I'll go ahead and cast this as the creature pre-combat, because I think I want to put my counter on it as the Trampler. Man, I want a Collected Company very bad. Yep. Plains is, like, close. These decks sometimes play like the draw 7 card for both players, so I guess I'm going to play out my land rather than sandbag it. Okay, that should beat me.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
I'm going to take one
Keep up the pace.
draw step and then call it here, I think. As of the next turn, my opponent has 6 cards to my 0. Plus, yeah, I think we can go ahead and safely pack it in here. We're doing it on time, 42 minutes. Let's do one more and then call it for this first video. This is the first hand I think I have to mulligan just based on mana. It also just doesn't have a coherent plan. I'm going to keep this hand. And I'm keeping this hand because I don't think I win on 5 most of the time. And because so many of the draws that are in my deck improve this hand. A white 2-drop is great. A white 3-drop is acceptable. A green land is amazing. Yeah. So now as long as I get a green land, overall I would quantify this hand as being quite strong. Especially for a mulligan. My opponent is pausing for this. I imagine one of my creatures gets shocked this turn. Looks like the Aspirant. No, maybe not. Okay, so I think I just kind of got 1 life for free out of that. I guess if they do it the other way, then this has a counter remaining on it. Alright, I do not like the way my opponent is timing their spells. They could have gotten 1 more damage on their turn. So now we get to do the age-old pattern of your end step collected company, you counter it, my turn, I collected company, it resolves. You don't need me to tell you what I'm thinking right now. I'll play it out this way. I don't know if I need to be playing around like some sort of syncopate style effect. Alright, yeah, now I'm just taking 8 in the air. I think a third CoCo is probably the only way I could like possibly get back into this. That could maybe give me life while also giving me a Healer's Hawk. That's me to 1. Alright. Let's not end on that. That loss sucks. Oh, I fell a tier. I think that's the first time I've had that happen. Whew, excuse me. This hand does nothing. This hand also probably does nothing, but I probably have to keep it. Yeah, Gem Razor's green just so hard on the mana. Oh, looks like my opponent also mulliganed. This is a very bad deck to have a weak hand against. I'm gonna offer this trade. Skirk Prospector is fucking terrifying. I attack. I think I attack. I'd be facing down Muxus right now. Alright. I need a lot of oomph. Soul Warden and Ascendant. Let's go Enclave Mentor, Luminarch Aspirant here. lets me make a whole bunch of +1/+1 counters for my Sarah Ascendant, and if we play a fair fight that like doesn't involve my opponent having like Muxus or Kiki Jiki, or not Kiki Jiki, Krenko, I might be able to just grind through. Yeah, this sort of game I feel favored in, but as soon as they drop one of the Haymaker Goblins, I'm really far behind. They're missing on land drops, which is great for me. They're also hovering over my creatures. Makes me nervous. Holy crap. Good. Iliad Linden here seems great. Yeah, that's a lot of power. My opponent probably needs to like combo off and kill me this turn. The Goblin Chieftain doesn't reduce the cost of goblins, so I find it would be pretty difficult for them to do that. And that's a start. That breaks them even on mana. That breaks them even on mana and increases the storm count and grows my creatures. Okay, this nets them mana. But now they could sack their board to play a Krenko that'll no longer be hasty because Goblin Chieftain will be gone. Seems like opponent is spinning their wheels, but I don't know that they're going anywhere. Like, Chain Whirler doesn't beat this board. A Snoop? Can sack both creatures, play a Snoop, and then not have mana to do anything with it? Alright, you were enjoying playing with your... No, let me play with my cards. Go back up to Diamond 2, and that's a better stopping point for this video. Let's do just a super quick debrief of this deck. Gemraiser is the weakest card in the deck, I think, quite easily. I don't know that I want to continue playing with that card. It can do some cool things with these and turn them into much earlier threats, but it's a little hard to get green on turn 3 and want to do that over this stuff. I do like the Conclave Mentors and the Collected Companies. Those feel like they legitimately might be good enough to be splashing for. But this is like, to make a comparison to Limited, this is like splashing a double off-color card. You can do it, but if you want to be doing that, the card needs to be really strong. And I don't know this card is so strong that it's worth having in your opening hand. So like when I mulliganed, this was the card that I was usually putting back. If I had a card that was stuck in my hand because it was uncastable, it was usually this. Every once in a while, this. So I'm pretty skeptical about this card. And when the person initially donated for me to go and play this list, this was one of the first things that I reached out about. The other thing I was unsure about was whether it was okay to have 6 forests while also having Linden. It's been fine. But moving forward, I might experiment with some other things in this Gem Raiser slot. All right. Please give me feedback if you have any about this deck list. I received a donation to actually acquire all of these cards on Arena, so you will be seeing a few more things with this, probably a stream and another short video or two with this deck. And if you're enjoying the comment, please do that whole like, subscribe, comment sort of thing. Make it so that more people can find my content. See ya.